Welcome to the San Antonio Botanical Gardens, kind of the back area that you don't usually get to see when you just come to visit us. We want to do an introduction to bees and our hives here at the Botanical Gardens, and so I'm here with Sam Hogg and Rob Holliday, and I'm Maeve Bassett, and we're going to head over to the beehives and open them up and see what they look like inside.
Wanted to just give you a little heads up about what we're going to be looking for. This is early February, so this would be a winter hive inspection, and you always want to have goals when you go into a hive about what you're looking for. And this time of the year, we would be looking for food supplies to make sure they've made it through the winter and we don't need to feed them at this point. Secondly, you always like to know what the brood situation, what the queen's doing, and so we're going to get a look at that hopefully and be able to spot her. So those are a few of the things that we would like to know what's going on and if we need to do anything else to the hive at this point. Sam, do you want to talk a little bit while you're doing that about why the smoke is important?
Sure. So the reason we take the smoker to the hives, to the apiary, is so that way it kind of makes the bees chill out a little bit. Smoke actually, it's a natural defense, so whenever the bees get hit by smoke, they start eating honey. So they go into the hive, they start eating, because it's a reflex during a wildfire. If their tree was to get hit by a wildfire, or they eat as much as they can, they gorge themselves, and then they fly off to go find a new home. So they salvage whatever they can from their home. So that's what we're doing. We don't smoke them heavily to where they go and they get sick off of it, but we smoke them enough so they go in, settle down, and then we can get in the hives. And so, like I mentioned before, we're using the burlap, and I just keep puffing the bellows here just so that way there's airflow constantly. You got a hole in the bottom here and it just circulates the air. And once I get it good holes basically on the bottom, I'll stuff it a little tighter, and then once I close it, it'll just slowly burn, and I'll just puff it every once in a while just to keep that fire going in there.
This is a Langstrom hive, which is a very typical style hive. This is not the only kind of hive that you have available to people today, but it's the most common hive and a great way to manage the bees. You have a brood box generally down below, and then you have another box above, which can either be for honey stores or, again, the queen. There's no queen excluder, so the queen can also go up here.
That's right.
And lay too. So when we open it up, we'll be able to tell a little bit more about what these bees are doing. So with that, I guess we'll take off the hive cover.
Spider.
Yep. So as Sam picks this up, what you see here is a typical frame. Oh, beautiful. So this area here is capped honey that they have here. It's a darker cap, which means it's probably fall honey. The spring honeys would be a lighter capping. Do you see this glistening here? Sam, would you say there's a little bit of a honey flow on here, perhaps?
There is, yes, definitely.
Which is very unusual for February. You don't ordinarily think of a honey flow that would occur this time of the year, but because we've had such a mild winter, the bees have had more to go to work. There's been more things blooming because we haven't had that hard freeze.
Look who we got here, Rob.
What do you see?
See her?
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
how lucky are we? So let's slow down, turn your frame, rotate up there into the sun. So if you see this and can zoom, that's our queen. God, Sam, isn't that unbelievable?
That's luck right there. You never pull it on the first one.
The first frame out of all these frames and thousands of bees, and here we find her right off the bat.
Is she blue still?
She is blue. So tell us about what the blue means.
So your years have different colors. So your queens come, when you buy a marked queen, they come in different colors, which tells you which year they are. So this is a 2020 queen. Blue is it's an even number, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right, Order, if you
right.
will.
Some bee bread in here too, Rob, on the bottom. Right there where you're above your hand. See it? Nope, towards Maeve a little bit more.
Toward May.
Right in there. See all the bees?
Oh yeah,
pollen?
look down in there. See the yellow?
can see some bees with pollen still on their legs.
Look at this little guy.
That's beautiful. So that's food, that's protein for the young. Tilt it more to the sun. There, that's, here she is again.
Oh, yeah.
Here she is again. The second spotting of the queen.
And we do have some larvae on this side. Kind of on that, it looks like the drone brood up there on the bottom. You see it? Towards Maeve. Right in there.
Let's get you over. Can you stand
Oh, yeah.
on the side a little bit and still get your angle? 'Cause
Thank you.
yeah, it helps the bees get in there a little easier. You say you saw some larvae?
Yeah, point it out again, Maeve.
And now, can you notice how those cells are a little larger than the
from
other
a
cells?
profile pic, you can see this.
See how they're
difference.
raised up? They're built up a little bigger. So that is for the drone bees in the hive, which are little larger bees. And they are a very small percentage of the hive. And their role in the hive is solely just to mate with the queen. And in the wintertime, there's not a great time for them because they sit around and eat honey, and a lot of the workers will kick them out of the hive during the winter. And again, it's just a survival technique. So most of the bees that you see here are female bees. That's probably 95% of the bees in the hive or more are female bees, and they assume all of the task within the hive. And they're given jobs upon birth. Once they come out and are healthy enough, become nurse bees, and then gradually or go into other roles within the hive to make it sustainable.